Okay, we got to requeue in a sec.
Yeah, we're gonna be here in a sec.
Alright, no worries. We're going to jump right back into the games, guys. But for real, I'm so excited to see this series. Luminosity running that turbo cleave, and they are a feared turbo to say the very least. They were owning right before the qualifiers as turbo cleave, and Wong, a great holy paladin, showing he can adapt as well as playing a disciplined priest, going up against Method Orange. Beanslayer, famous for his super sweet feral druid. Sea of course, the restoration shaman, but has that paladin in his back pocket. Dota the warlock, and Mez the DK. I also have seen Mez play a warrior a little bit. I'm curious to see if we're going to see Mez warrior come out today, but I don't expect it. But one thing to note is that Beanslayer and Mez, that Ebola cleave is terrifying. A cleave versus cleave might be something really interesting to watch. It's super sweet. I love watching, like, when I say like when I mispronounce words and stuff like that. I love looking at chat. It's really funny. Is D Machine casting in a sauna? No, I just have a nice wooden wall behind me, that's all. But here we go, guys. We're jumping into the action. It's Method Orange versus Smex and Vanguards, and Father Wong. Luminosity choosing to run with that Discipline Priest instead of the Holy Paladin. Interesting choice coming out. But Method Orange, on the other hand, are running that FLS, and we've seen time and time again that these Discipline Priests do have a little bit of an issue with their mana consumption. They have the heals, they have the CC, they have the purges, but their mana seems to go down quite a bit, and maybe that's the key for an FLS to beat them. Or at the same time, that additional CC coming out from Father Wong could give him the edge to land a kill on the Method Orange. We're about to find out here in just a few short seconds. Sauna Wall OP. Yeah. I did nothing wrong. Alright, guys, here we go. Gates have opened. Beanslayer pushing in right away with that sprint, and looks like there's a stun on the Smexen, but he wasn't able to actually get that cyclone off. He got sheared on it. The double stun coming out from Dota on both the DPS at this point, though, and Luminosity looks really aggressive at this point. Smexen getting horrified up by Dota. He's taking a whole bunch of pressure. The full bash goes out onto Father Wong as the haunts still are connecting from Dota's Demon Soul as well, and it looks like Method Orange is doing a whole bunch of pressure to Smexen. It's pretty crazy, actually. Looks like at the same time there's a Stormbolt on the Sea-Doo. They're making a swap onto him. He's going to trinket out of that instantly. This is the recklessness from Smex, and they want to train the blue. They know it can work. Sea-Doo going to go ahead and gate away, try to get out of line of sight of these guys as Beanslayer and Dota do their best to try to peel the best they very can. Dota using his port up. I love that awareness to get that port back up with his restoration shaman. That's so important. Smexen's going over onto Dota to try to negate some of this damage and to put the pressure back onto these guys, but Father Wong seems to be taking a bit of the D from Beanslayer himself, stunning him up, and he's just going to go ahead and leave him ripping and dotting, and he's going to go right back over onto Smexen as Smexen tries to go for a swap. It looks like over onto Sea-Doo, but he's going to get stunned up. But look at Smexen's health. He gets stunned up at 38% health there. Die by the sword is going to be forced out of that, but Vanguard's on the back foot also is taking a whole bunch of pressure, and that Incarnation got a lot of work done, I have to say. Shamanistic Rage being forced out from Vanguards as well. This second Demon Soul coming out from Dota is also doing a whole bunch of work. Father Wong putting the full bash at this point, and it looks like it's just being used for CC. Father Wong getting into a DR clone after that. He gets out of the DR clone finally, but I don't know if he's going to be able to handle through all this this damage, but Sea-Doo actually forced to use that Spirit Link through all that, and there's the Aura Mastery as well. The Typhoon from Beanslayer trying to get these DPS off of his Shaman, but they are not letting up. Sea-Doo in a bit of trouble at this point, forced to use that Stone Form. The silence comes out, though, after the Stone Form. The Stormbolt goes out onto Sea-Doo. This might have to be his last link very, very soon, as Smexen's damage is unbelievable. The full Cyclone lands on the Smexen from Beanslayer. Great job by him peeling off his Shaman, and look at that Shaman Mastery heal, topping him right back off. Oh man, you can't let him get those casts off, because that's what Sea-Doo can do. Smexen and Vanguards, though, taking a whole bunch of pressure as the Haunts are connecting. Can Father Wong heal him through this onslaught? But Dota taking a bit of pressure as well, as that was his Demon Soul. He's going to get out of that full Cyclone right away, and the double fear from Father Wong is going to come out, though. Vanguard, Smexen, and Father Wong all getting Shadow Furied, and that means Beanslayer got a free Cyclone onto Father Wong into the DR Bash. Everyone on Luminosity is getting rotted down. Can the Discipline Priest keep them alive long enough to be able to land a kill? It doesn't look like it so far. Smexen at 14% health here. The Haunts connecting, rallying, crying, being forced out. It's going to fade shortly, though. Haunts still connecting. Vanguard's now on the back foot at 44% health here, and even Father Wong is desperately trying to make something happen, but there's a Stormbolt on the Sea-Doo. The Recklessness coming out from Smexen, but he gets cloned on it. Great play by Bleedslayer X to be able to do that, but Vanguard's in a lot of trouble. Shamanistic Rage being forced. The stun goes out into Father Wong. It's short. Pain Suppression being used as well. Can Father Wong keep his team alive through all this damage? Sea-Doo now getting charged up once again. Full Cyclone lands on the Father Wong. Can Smexon afford to be in their face? I don't think he has a choice. Sea-Doo taking so much damage, almost into execution range. Forced to use that portal to get back over here. Father Wong knows his team needs to land something right here, right now. Sea-Doo drops down that Spirit Link preemptively, waiting for all the pressure to come in because he knows his team has the advantage. He just has to stay alive a bit longer. But Dota, he's in a bit of trouble. He's forced to port back. Sea-Doo put into the full fear. 12% mana out of that. Can survive? Father Wong, though, on the back foot, taking a whole bunch of damage. Can Dota survive through this? Sea-Doo silence. The full fear. It's DR'd onto Sea-Doo, but it's full onto Dota. Can Dota survive long enough to Sea-Doo to get out of CC? Oh, man. Dota catching a heal just in the nick of time. Blood Horror coming out, and Smexon's not even going to proc it. He's just going to go ahead and swap right over onto Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo's running out of mana, though, at this point. Can he even afford to use that Earth Shield on himself? It doesn't look like it. Not here, anyway. At 50% health here on Vanguard's Beanslayer and Dota are trying to make up for lost time as Luminosity's Onslaught has gotten a lot of defensive cooldowns. There's the full stun on the Sea-Doo, and it looks like they're actually going to be continuing to... Oh, they're actually hitting on Beanslayer at this point. Beanslayer is going to get a full clone on a Father Wong out of the Shadow Fury from Dota. Great team synergy from Method Orange so far. Vanguard's getting connected with Haunt. Shamanistic Rage being procced as well. Can they DPS through it? Smexon also has full dots on himself, and he's taking a lot of damage. Father Wong having a hell of a time healing through all this spread pressure. Sea-Doo at 10% mana, and this is becoming a very close game. All of a sudden, Sea-Doo's just about tapped on mana, guys, and Father Wong is at 20%. If he can keep his team alive, this consistent pressure of Turbo might be what it takes to win. Sea-Doo going to get out of that fear and tremor up his teammates. Triple Shadow Fury coming out from Dota, though. Haunt's connected, and the Vanguard's no Shamanistic Rage available for him right now. Father Wong trying to heal through it with a penance, but it looks like they want to switch over onto Sea-Doo, and Sea-Doo sees it. He's getting away. He's desperately trying, and he's just going to fake him out with the gate. Father Wong at 7% mana at this point. It looks like Method Orange is making it happen. They're switching over onto Bean, and Bean's just going to trade it up with a wall. He has no more walls left for 20 more seconds, but at 3% dampening, he needs to do it with his healer at 10% mana. Father Wong just about tapped completely on mana now, and that's where Disc Priests have their troubles. The triple Shadow Fury again from Dota coming out, stunning up that whole team. Then the maim into Father Wong is going to get fully cloned up at this point. Smexon pushing in with that die by the sword, but he has Recklessness up. Sea-Doo's in a little bit of trouble. He has that Trinket Link available to him if he does need it, but that Recklessness is so scary. Sea-Doo going to trinket out of that fear, it looks like, instantly. Vanguard's using the Shamanistic Rage, and as soon as these buttons come off a cooldown, Luminosity is pressing them. They got to make something happen. Another Spirit Link is going to be used by Sea-Doo to try to negate some of this damage as we go deeper into dampening. Father Wong completely tapped on mana. The bash comes out by Beanslayer. Can they end it, or is Smexon and Vanguard's going to be able to burst someone down here into dampening? Pain Suppression onto Father Wong does happen at 40% health here, but he has 1% mana, and things like Haunts are connecting onto him. Smexon and Vanguards are desperately trying to get offensive, but Beanslayer cyclones up. Oh my gosh, Sea-Doo, 15% health here. Can he survive through this? This Ascendance is absolutely crazy. Sea-Doo at 35% health here. He has nothing left in the tank. Can Smexon and Vanguards do it? Rallying Cry. Vanguards goes down, but so does Sea-Doo. The cross kill occurs. Rallying Cry is going to fade on Smexon. He's stunned up right now. The Cyclone onto Father Wong. Can they make something happen? Beanslayer and Dota are without a healer, but Father Wong is without mana. Father Wong at 5% health will go down to Beanslayer's stun, and Smexon is all left alone and will go down as well, but not without taking out Dota. And the last person alive in the entire arena was Beanslayer X. Unbelievable turn of events. That incarnation coming back in the nick of time to be able to get those suns off onto Father Wong as soon as he needs them. And what an intense first game of this best of 5 series between Luminosity and Method Orange. Sea-Doo goes down. Father Wong goes down. Take a look at Dota's health. He goes down, and Smexon just about almost was able to take on Beanslayer, but he has no health and fully dotted. And there we have it, everybody. Game number 1 goes to Method Orange. Alright, we're going to get the map and composition lock-ins from both of these teams, and we're going to jump right back into the action as soon as possible, everybody. But holy moly, that first game got me hyped going into game number 2. I have to see what happens next. BSX, BSX. Thank you so much, Metaphor Underbog, for that $100 donation. I really appreciate that, man. That's unfreaking believable, dude. Your support has been Very, very meaningful to me, to say the least. We also got Dona Notes. TK Dona actually donated to us, and he says, regardless of the technical issues that took place yesterday, I appreciate the work you put into hosting these tournaments and keeping the PvP scene alive. Thank you, Dota. I really appreciate that, man. I got $2 donation from Psyaps, and he says, hello, I am Team Donuts manager. Just wanted to let you know that our team is currently looking for a sponsor. It would be greatly appreciated if you could share this information with the community as well as the stream. So you heard that right, guys. Team Donut, they're doing so well in this tournament. They are going to the semifinals. They're looking for a sponsor, and they are owning. So if there's any sponsors out there that are looking to pick up a team, I would keep my eye out there for Donut. Unbelievable amount of support. Thank you guys so much for the donations and the support. It actually makes me choke up a little bit. Not to be super lame or anything. Oh, man. Shameless plug for $2. Hey, man. Good teams deserve good sponsors. That's the way I see it, right? Here we go, guys. The queue has popped, and the next map is going to be Dalaran Sewers, everybody. Welcome to Dalaran Sewers, guys. It's Luminosity versus Method Orange here in game number 2, and Luminosity had such a close game. I mean, Smexen and Vanguard's damage are downright scary. That's a really cool hat. Where did you get it? I'm sure SK Gaming sells it on their website. But I actually got it from Joe Fernandez, the BlizzCon champion. He gave it to me because he wasn't going to wear it. But here we go, guys. The gates are about to open right away. Vanguard's pushing out. Beanslayer looking to get a stun to stop the initial setup from happening, but it looks like they want Sea-Doo right away. Oh, and Beanslayer actually getting silenced up by Father Wong on that Cyclone. No appeals are going to happen today, but it looks like Sea-Doo was able to get away, but the full Stormbolt lands on the Sea-Doo, the full fear onto Beanslayer as well. Father Wong looks like he is the kill target for now, but he just gets clones up, just gets fully cloned at that point. Sea-Doo now put into the fear, but no damage has really been going out yet. But here we go. Luminosity wants to go on Sea-Doo. They're going to jump right over to him. Sea-Doo's going to get away. Dalaran Sewers, a much smaller map, is going to make it really hard for him to get away from all this damage. Smexen using that recklessness, getting all that pressure out into Beanslayer and to Dota, but Smexen, as he pushes in, gets that Stormbolt off, is taking a whole bunch of damage. He's going to trinket out of that maim right away, get into the defensive stance as soon as possible, and that's going to force the trinket out of Sea-Doo, or I'm sorry, not the trinket, just the link out of Sea-Doo, but is he going to need to use another one? He's at 55% health here, and the onslaught has not stopped quite yet. Father Wong taking a bit of pressure now, as this is Incarnation from Bean, forcing that I'm sorry, pain suppression out from Father Wong. Haunt's connecting to him as well. Vanguard sees the damage coming out from these two players on Method Orange, and he's just going to press that Shamanistic Rage, trade up that offensive cooldown for his defensive one with a much shorter cooldown. But here we go. Stormbolt goes out on the Sea-Doo. Smexen and Vanguard connect. Father Wong put into a full Cyclone, however. If Sea-Doo can survive this, maybe Method Orange can peel these DPS off him. There's a Cyclone on the Vanguards, stopping a bit of that pressure. Aura Mastery coming out from Sea-Doo is going to get feared up on it. He gets out of the fear, and it was able to top himself off, but he can just get knocked down so quickly. Vanguard's dipping down to 32% health here. Father Wong having a lot of trouble trying to heal them through this, but Sea-Doo at the same time is constantly being connected by these two DPS. He trinkets a quick stun because he knows how much is on the line right here, right now. Sea-Doo desperately trying to get away from Luminosity. Smexen and Vanguards want to hit him. They want to get back on him, and they will. Father Wong right at their side trying to heal him up through all of this damage, but this consistent aggression on the Sea-Doo is going to cost them quite a bit of health as Isabel, whoa, the fear on a Sea-Doo into a stun at low health. He doesn't have a trinket available to him. All he has is a link, but can he survive out of that? He presses the link as soon as the stun's over, and that is his last button to press besides Stoneform, which isn't going to heal him all that much. And there, Father Wong put into another stun. Smexen put into a clone, and Dota and Beanslayer just on 100% peel mode at this point, trying to get the spread pressure going, and Luminosity feels it. Look at Father Wong's team's health. Everyone dipping under 50% health here. Smexen taking a whole bunch of pressure, forced to use that die by the sword. Speller Flight coming out from Smexen as well. Shamanistic Ray John Vanguards. All the buttons being pressed for Luminosity. Father Wong trying to get an offensive fear going. Beanslayer getting storm bolted up, and they tried to make a swap to him, but it didn't look like it worked. Smexen forced to use that shot, that health regen, and Father Wong is still in their face trying to make something happen. Recklessness gets popped on the Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo has no trinket, no spirit link left. Can he survive through the Recklessness Blade Storm at this point? Vanguards connects as well. Can Sea-Doo survive as Luminosity dips lower and lower in health, or is this going to be another 3v1 situation? Smexen dipping down lower. He gets feared up on the Haunt connect. That almost could have killed him. Well, no one knows for sure. The Mastery Heals from the Shaman is going to keep Sea-Doo alive for now, but how much longer can he survive through that? Smexen at 20% health here. Getting cloned once again. Shamguards desperately trying to connect onto Sea-Doo over and over and over again with Father Wong in these guys' face of Affliction Warlock and Feral Druid. Sea-Doo actually, I think, got wing sheared on a cast, and he's falling behind a little bit. Charge stun into Stormbolt. Double fear into Beanslayer and Isabel. Sea-Doo is alone. Can he survive through all the damage? The Aura Mastery heals, and he goes down. He gets executed by Smexen, and ka-chink, down goes Sea-Doo, but Luminosity still on the back foot here. Smexen, Vanguards, and Father Wong still all at 50% health here, and Beanslayer popping that incarnation. He's like, you're not going to get away with it that quickly. Father Wong's in a lot of trouble. Pain suppression happens. He's still in stuns. Rallying cry coming out for Smexen, but all of them go down, and Method Orange will lose game number 2, and Luminosity ties up the series 1-1. All right, everybody. We're going to get into game number 3 very, very shortly. We're just getting a map choice from these players. Method Orange now has that map choice, and Dalaran Sewers definitely gave Luminosity Turbo the edge. I just got a $3 donation from Watch Me Blink 1. Watch Me Blink 1 says, "Hi, Mike here. Just so you know, I'm looking for a sponsor for my friend with no pinky. I am not going to read the rest of that." Well then. Thank you so much for that donation, buddy. Every little bit counts towards the dream, and all support is appreciated. Thank you, sir. Oh, man. Where is the in-game sound? It's there. It's just very low. I can turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it up, and I'll see if you guys like that. And if you guys don't like more in-game sound, let me know, and I'll turn it down later. I don't think that was Mitch Jones, guys. They're discussing, so they're using a little bit of their delay time. Each team is allotted 5 minutes of delay time to make the decision on what it is they want to do going forward, and they're using a little bit of that time to figure out what it is they want to do against Luminosity. I mean, so far it's been pretty back and forth, but it really can go either way, guys. This is the lower bracket. Just to remind you all, Method Orange versus Luminosity, a best of 5 series, but the team that loses this series is eliminated completely from GPL number 1. Commentary has improved so much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Though I have to say, it's quite difficult not having my homie here. I miss Super Tease. But it's alright. I've actually solo casted a few times in the past, and it's really not that bad. And we are going to be... Wow. We just got donated $100 from Mikkel. That's our friend. Thank you so much, Pauline, for that $100 donation. She says, "Keep up the great work." Really, that warms the cockles of my heart. Really, thank you so much. We just got another $3 donation from Button Yo. He says, "Great job on the solo commentary." Thank you so much, Button Yo. I really appreciate that. It's quite difficult, and so and I'm a little paranoid about it because Super T's owns. It's really, it feels so great to be back with GCD. GCD TV, of course, took a break so we could do the qualifiers of BlizzCon, and then also worked regionals of BlizzCon and BlizzCon itself. So an amazing opportunity, but it feels so good to be back here, home, and producing these games and this content for you guys. All right, the map choice is going to be Tolvaron Arena, and that sounds about right, because I mean, when you're looking at Dalaran Sewers is a much smaller map, and the amount of times that they're able to swap onto Sea-Doo easily was pretty consistently. And here we go, the queue has popped. I'll see you guys in there in just a second. Holy moly, the donations are real. Thank you guys so much for all the donations. I really appreciate it. We're going to jump back into the games. Alright, welcome to game number 3 between Luminosity and Method Orange. Beanslayer, Dota, Sea-Doo sticking with that FLS, but Luminosity on the back foot is going to be choosing Turbo with the Discipline Priest once again. It's a definitely it's a fresh air to see this Discipline Priest in a GCD doing quite well, I have to say. But here we go. Game number 3, FLS versus Turbo on a much larger map. Can Method Orange keep Sea-Doo alive long enough to be able to get that spread pressure out to land some kills, or will Smexen and Vanguard's crazy burst pressure take them down? There's the stun on the Smexen. Beanslayer swapping it over onto Vanguard's, trying to slow these guys down as much as possible. Looks like they're going to be sitting on Dota at first. The full Hex does land onto Vanguard's. It does get dispelled though, and Vanguard's getting cloned up out of that. Smexen taking a bit of pressure, and Father Wong instantly using that pain suppression, because that is Incarnation, but that is without Berserk. Pain suppression is going to be used by Father Wong without Berserk being up, and now Beanslayer still has that Incarn up, still ready, and he pressed that Berserk, and all of a sudden the damage is going crazy out from Beanslayer. No pain suppression available to him. Sea-Doo was taking a bit of damage from that, but he's just going to go ahead and change pillars, because Beanslayer's damage is really stopping all these guys from moving along. Father Wong taking a whole bunch of pressure, dipping down to 28% health here. He's going to get cloned up low. He has to trinket out of that, and then there's the racial from Vanguard's as well. All of them desperately trying to heal themselves up here as this CC and this damage from the FLS is just unbelievable. Demon Soul from Dota as well is just pumping out these dots on the Smexen and Vanguards, and also making it very easy for him to get those fears off. But there we go, Father Wong is starting to get back up there. Beanslayer is taking a bit of pressure from this Turbo, forced to use that wall, but this is recklessness from Smexen. Sea-Doo forced to get the trinket out using the Aura Mastery heals on Smexen's Blade Storm with recklessness up as well, but now they're swamping it over on the Sea-Doo. Beanslayer feared up. Dota silenced up. Sea-Doo was briefly alone there for a second. He gets charge stunned down to 30% health there. He has both his trinket, has both his spirit links available to him. He's going to go ahead and use one there, but he has no trinket for the next stun. This is scary. As I say that, the Stormbolt lands. The spirit link is killed, and Sea-Doo's dipping down to 55% health here. Vanguard's dipping down even lower with Haunts connecting as well. Can he stay in the fight that long? Beanslayer running back in bear form, trying to get healed up, but Dota just going to work with these guys. Both Smexen and Vanguards were dipping quite low. Every single time they make those offensive pushes, they also dip low in damage and health as well. There's the double fear going out. The Stormbolt goes out on the Sea-Doo, but I believe it was DR. He gets out of the stun finally. Beanslayer constantly moving into that bear form, trying to prevent as much damage as possible. He wasn't actually able to land that clone. Vanguards and Smexen doing a great job shutting down those cyclones non-stop from Beanslayer, because they know it's his #1 peel. Beanslayer still at 50% health here, constantly going to bear form, constantly trying to negate as much damage as humanly possible. DR silence goes out on the CU, bash on the Father Wong. And we only have 1 more minute left until this Incarn is back up and stuff gets real. Full fear goes out on to Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo into a Stormbolt out of that as well. Beanslayer and Dota are both out of CC, trying to peel as much as they can. The double Shadow Fury from Dota going to stop a whole bunch of pressure, and that does allow Beanslayer to get another Cyclone onto Smexen as well. Love that stun Cyclone synergy coming out from this walk in this Feral Druid. Beanslayer taking a bit of pressure, however, going to catch a big heal from Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo put into a fear though, and Beanslayer still in a bit of pressure, dipping down lower and lower. He has no more walls available for 37 more seconds. Sea-Doo put into the DR stun, and Beanslayer is just going to retreat for now. But look at Father Wong's mana. He can't handle all of this damage for much longer, but Sea-Doo and him are actually tied for mana. The Discipline Priest is tied with the Shaman for mana going into this matchup. And there we go, Sea-Doo's going to go ahead and use that Aura Mastery to keep his team offensive and alive, but he actually gets interrupted regardless. Stormbolt onto Sea-Doo, low health. He's going to Trinket Link. He's going to trade that up for a Trinket Link. And he has no more Spirit Links, guys. No more Spirit Links left. No more Trinket. Beanslayer and Dota are both dipping lower and lower. Beanslayer in bear form almost into Kachink range, and he goes down. Smexton smells blood, and he's going to get the Kachink off. And it looks like Method Orange is going to lose game number 3. Luminosity taking the lead in this best-of-5 series. Is my mic muted? My bad, guys. I had a cough. Lots of coughs. That was a hard one to cast. I don't know why. But I guess the next map is going to be Ruins of Lordaeron, everybody. So it looks like Method Orange is going to bring it to a much smaller map. And with a much smaller map, to me, that sounds like they're going to pull out Lord Mez. Are they going to pull out Lord Mez? If they pull out Lord Mez, it will make my day, because you know what? Nothing pleases me more than to see that guy play, because he is so good at his classes that he plays. But as soon as we get confirmation on compositions, as soon as we get everything, we will jump right back into it. I am not muted. You can't... I could see the bars going up and down as my mouth moves. Not muted, bro. We did get a couple more donations as well. We got a donation from Huge Donger 69. Thank you, sir. And Celeste 565 has also donated $3. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mez 100% confirmed. How do you know it's Mez 100% confirmed? Well, that being said, Luminosity actually has to lock in their comp preemptively because Method Orange is the loser of the last game, and so Method Orange, no matter what composition Luminosity chooses, will be able to know what composition they're playing against before they lock in their own. So looks like same composition for Luminosity, so they're sticking with the Discipline Priest Turbo. But oh, interesting. It's very interesting. So the map is going to be Ruins of Lordaeron. I'm trying to look on my battle tag to see if Mez is online, but I can't actually find him. But yeah, as soon as these teams are ready, just queue it right up. And here we go. We're jumping right into Ruins of Lordaeron, everybody. Can't wait for you to see what they're going to be playing. Alright. Just kidding, boys. Mez is totally online. Fooled ya. We have Beanslayer, Mez, and Chuck Jones running that Ebola Cleave, DK, Feral Druid, Holy Paladin. And on a map like Ruins of Lordaeron, you know Luminosity has nowhere to hide against these guys. Here we go, everybody. Smexton, Vanguards, and Father Wong running that Discipline Priest Turbo versus Method Orange. One game away from being eliminated. Method Orange has to bring it back 2 games in a row. Can they do it? Gates open. Mez and Beanslayer move in to make their mark on GCD TV. Smexton in that battle stance for just a brief period of time. Double fear going out on the Beanslayer and Mez. Chuck Jones is going to bop that instantly. Father Wong into that silence, taking a whole bunch of pressure. Chuck Jones is in it to win it. Full Hodge lands on the Father Wong. Father Wong forced to trinket out of that late, it would seem, but he's just going to get stunned up again by Beanslayer's Incarnation, and as Mez and Beanslayer connect, they are going to do so much damage, but Chuck Jones in the background is taking a whole bunch of pressure himself. Looks like it's a heal race for these guys as Chuck Jones does not have a bubble available. He's on Forbiddance for just a few more seconds. The fear goes out onto Chuck Jones. Wings still up for him, but he can't bubble just yet. Forbearance is down finally. Sea-Doo instantly going to trinket. Father Wong forced to use that pain suppression. Sea-Doo still on the back line, getting trained by this Turbo, has that bubble available to them. Father Wong without a pain suppression, without a trinket, he is almost tapped. And there's the grip from Mez just to pull Smexon off of him. And it looks like Luminosity needs to go into peel mode at this point because Father Wong is tapped on defensive cooldowns. Sea-Doo though pushing in. He has no bubble. I didn't even see him bubble. There's the Stormbolt. This could be it for Sea-Doo. He's getting dumped down even more and more. Can he even get a cast off with both of these melee? Chunking him down. The Hodge goes out on a Father Wong, but it's DR'd. Vanguard's in the full clone. Sea-Doo trying to get these casts off. Saber the Light did proc as well as the wall, and Smexon running that Avatar is just pumping out the damage. He's in execute range and he goes down. Father Wong still in a lot of trouble. He's catching a whole bunch of heals, but is this going to be it for Method Orange? They're going to leave, and Mez never leaves. Mez never says die. Mez stays to the bitter end. But Method Orange is going to lose this series. Luminosity is going to continue on, and Method Orange has been eliminated, unfortunately. But it's been such an amazing amount of games played. I love seeing the aggressive Paladin. I love seeing these guys compete. I hope they come back in the future because it was an absolute blast to see them play. Let's take a quick look at that bracket, everybody. Method Orange is going to go down to Luminosity as Luminosity continues on. Method Black versus Tempo Storm is up next. You guys don't want to miss this one. We have